The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys welcome a special guest in Brad J. Brown from Brad J. Resumes. They give their franchise GOAT for the NBA Southeast Division teams. They talk Patrick Mahomes' contract, and they wrap it up with some trivia. All that and more. Let's get it. Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You all right? Check. Pool. Out. Money. West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up, keep it trail, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me, now who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, forget out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't the Defy Life. Told you. This on to the Shy Life. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 164. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glenf, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Alvin Glenf. Thomas Stevens, what's good with you, Al?
And call it, man. Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to hear your voice.
Same here, man. Good to be here. Good to be here.
No doubt, no doubt. Thomas Stevens, what's good, man?
Man, what's good? I definitely can't complain. I'm just perplexed right now. I see an article saying that the South Carolina State Fair will go on its plan. I'm like, when would the madness stop?
I'm saying, man, who gives a fuck about catching a deadly virus when you can get some fried Oreos?
Hey, you already know that's bananas, man. I'm like, when will we stop? Yo?
I need a funnel cake,
right?
Man. I need to get a funnel cake.
I need my sausage dog, sir.
They got funnel cake? Oh, that's different.
They got funnel cake, right, man. You know what I'm saying? With the side of COVID here, man. That's all.
With the side of COVID.
It's crazy.
Oh, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, just take pictures when you go, Pooh. We'll,
I won't be there. We'll fry the Oreos. We'll make the funnel cakes, and that'll be that. You know?
Word.
We'll rent a slide.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man, well, I'm sure everybody here has, y'all might be kind of confused. Like, where's that fourth voice coming from? That would be no other than, you ain't no guest no more, Brad, man. There'll be no other than our brother Brad J. Brown from Brad J. Resumes. How's it going, man?
Fellas. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Good, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Brad will be joining us today. We gave y'all a teaser last week, let you know Brad will be joining us today, so you knew he was going to be here. But, you know, as places start to open back up and, businesses start to expand and start to fill spots, we wanted to check in with Brad because it is his job to find people jobs. So we wanted to check in with Brad just to see how this whole pandemic has affected your business, how it's affected businesses across the country and affected your clientele. So can't wait to jump into that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man. Well, before we get too deep, as always, want to do a little bit of house cleaning. Again, want to shout out our patrons. People always ask, what's the best way to support the network? Go to patreon.com/GoDefyLife and become a patron. You can help support our growth and allow us to host events and continue to be to work in our communities. For less than your favorite fast food combo, you can support Defy Life. You can also check out our written content at GoDefyLife.com. You can check out our branded apparel at DefyLifeGear.com. And as always, you can check out our podcast hub where all of our great podcasts on the network are housed at DefyLifePods.com. as well as your favorite podcast platform. Al, did I cover everything?
Man, I'm doing the checklist. I think you hit it, man. You got the gear, you got where you can listen, you got the network. So check, bro. Good job.
God damn it, I'm on a roll. All right.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Well, like we said, man, I want to get straight into this because I don't think we know anyone, probably outside of our household. We don't even have to go outside of our household to find someone that was affected by this pandemic, career-wise. Yes. Brad has been here several times, lending his insight. Brad, tell the people what you do and where they can find you before we get into these questions.
Okay, so pretty much what I do is I help mid-level and actually senior level professionals with their resume writing to help them, get more interviews, gain more callbacks, and also land more positions. They can find me at www.bradjresumes.com or on Facebook at Brad J Resumes, as well as Instagram under Brad J Resumes as well.
No doubt. Well, yeah, man. So, first of all, like I said, being that it is your, it's your job to help people find jobs. So, being that that's the main part of your business, how has this COVID pandemic, how's it affected your business?
At first, I guess when it first, came about in March, the April range, I was still, getting clients as normal. But when it got to around like May, when the unemployment, I think it reached maybe about 30 million people. That's when I seen a decline. A lot of people thought that people was just getting resumes updated and everything else. But actually, I seen a decline, and it's probably due just to the uncertainty. A lot of people was unemployed. Everybody was trying to, file for the unemployment. People was trying to, get back pay. People were trying to just figure out what they were going to do. Right. Were they going to leave the job that they were on, or were they going to wait to see if they get a call back for it? So I think out of all the months, March, April, pretty good months. Everything was still steady. May was the most affected months that I've seen. And then June and, of course, July, everything picked back up because of, things opening back up and, of that such. I've seen, as far as for the unemployment, it has went down some. But as you know, just looking around, it's a lot of people that are still out of work right now. It's a lot of people still out of work.
All right. Yeah, man. Well, like everyone else, it's good to see, and hopefully it continues that upswing. For you and everybody else that's out there still looking. So, just uncharted territory we in.
Yeah, it is. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of uncertainty in as far as for how recruiters and how employers are now doing like their application process. Well, I should say interview process. A lot of things are going remote now. So I think that's going to be the biggest shift. Even when, all of this over, if it just continues, that's just going to be the biggest shift going forward, having less people, in the offices, in the buildings, maybe moving down to 50%, as far as for capacity wise, because I'm working from home right now, and so and that's another thing, like it's going to be a challenge, for a lot of people that's not used to working from home. They're going to have to get used to, being at home, getting up, clocking in as normal, and, doing that normal routine, but just in a different space. Yeah.
Right. A commute from the couch.
Commute from the couch.
Right.
Go get up from the bed, go to the couch, go to the kitchen, get back to get to work.
Exactly. Oh, man. So what, just from what you've noticed, what opportunities has this opened up for people open to a career change?
I've had a lot of people hit me up because a lot of people have used this time, if they were like in a bad situation, I guess, at a job they were trying to get out of or a position they were trying to get out of. Mm-hmm. And let's say they were affected by getting furloughed or laid off. A lot of people have taken this time to, actually start looking. So a lot of people have, hit me up, looking, to make a career change, get a resume done, because what a lot of people don't realize is recruiters are still working. They're just working from home. So if they land in interviews, all the interviews have been done, as far for Skype, Zoom, WebEx, things of that such. So people are still able to find jobs during this time. A lot of people just been taking advantage of, other time that they wouldn't have with going into the office. They just been using that time, do it from the house.
All right. All right. So what are some skills that people should work on, being this new normal? A lot of working from home, more technology. What are some skills people should be working on?
Well, always, sales and marketing is always, is good. You can pretty much transfer to any position for the most part. It's an increase in like video production, content creation, especially on like social media. That's always something good to have. Anything dealing with, technology, artificial intelligence, we're going into that era of things now. Where it's a lot of different things with tech, because a lot of people are saying that a lot of jobs are going to be taken out, which is true, but a lot of jobs are going to be created too. So tech field is going to be wide open. So anything dealing with tech, digital marketing, coding, web development, UX design, all that kind of stuff. That's going to be the skills that people maybe want to look into, to set them apart from the next candidate.
Right. And so for those people who are not in those forward, those positions in the future that are tech oriented and more essential positions, what's your advice to them?
As far as for the essential,
for essential workers, for non-essential workers who are not in tech positions and may see their jobs start to go away, what should they be doing now before those changes are made?
Okay, yeah. Well, if they're not going to like the tech field, always, see about things like I said, like marketing, sales positions, because with those type of skills, you always will be able to land a job. You always will be able to land, a career field or anything where you can, not quote unquote be a teacher, but like leadership skills, things of that such, developing leadership skills, or team, working in team-based environments, things of that such, that always, if you have those kind of skills, you'll be able to pretty much land any type of position, because that's what people are always actually looking for.
Right. Okay. Cool. Al, Pooh, y'all got anything y'all want to ask Brad?
I had a question. You mentioned how so much is, going virtual. Any tips for us who do get a callback, an interview that's virtual? Just any suggestions in terms of how to present yourself, because that's a whole new environment in terms of that virtual experience.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, so with the virtual interviews, I pretty much, tell everybody to, treat it like you're actually going into like a face-to-face interview. So you still want to, dress the part, make sure, the environment that you're in, is quiet, calm environment, not a lot of noise at all. Make sure that because it's on video, so make sure that you want to have like the room or the space clean as well. Make sure that you do trial runs, of course, because you don't want to have like the technology or whatever go out. So you want to make sure that you always set up time space that that you set up your equipment. I don't care if it's a week before, a day before, even an hour before, but just make sure that you have that time space, that you go over all of your, technology, your equipment, so everything can be smooth running. So yeah, definitely that's something those are the things I would actually tell someone that's preparing for a virtual interview.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I get more nervous on virtual interviews than I do on in-person interviews. It's just, I guess it's something you're just not used to. So, my virtual interviews, I'm always, and then it's not like, you don't know what they looking at. Like, because
they can be looking around like your space. Let's say you're sitting in your house and they can just be like looking off, and you don't know if they're like looking directly at you. Right. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. They could be just staring off at, I don't know, whatever you got in the background.
Right. It's just a different feel, but something we got to get used to, man.
It's definitely a different feel, and that's just something that I've just been telling people, like, you know, I don't know if everybody's going to be going back into their workplace. A lot of people out of the jobs might be work from home. I mean, that's just something that we face. Where I know, you open up, the interview with saying, about the state fair. They're going to still have the state fair going on
Right.
and all this stuff going on. So, I mean, of course, cases might spike. So you just never know what's going to happen with this thing. So I just, keep people, just be patient and have an open mind to change because I mean, it's definitely going to be different going forward.
Yeah. Don't want to get left behind.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh. All right. Pooh, Al, anything else?
Nah.
All right. Brad, man, appreciate it. I want
Appreciate you guys.
You got a minute to stick around. I want to get your feedback on this next question before we let
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I can stick around.
So we have for a long time, we talk a lot of sports, but we've always said that it would be a game changer if a lot of elite high school recruits started going to HBCUs
Yeah, of
instead
course.
of going to these these programs that don't really give a shit about them. But
Yep.
it's an easier path to the pros. And essentially, that's why they go. But we've seen a rash of recruits, elite recruits, 5-star recruits in basketball. A couple of football recruits talking about going, transferring and signing with HBCUs. Which the latest, the most notable has been McCool Maker, 5-star recruit, is going to an HBCU, is going to Howard. We've seen a couple transfers from bigger schools transferring HBCUs. So that trend has started officially. And there's another 5-star recruit that's talking like he may do the same next year. What are your? Let me start with you, Al. What are your thoughts on that? And is this a real movement? Could this be a change in the landscape of college sports?
Well, my thoughts are I love it. I mean, I think really the first time it ever crossed my mind was the Fab Five when they was at Michigan, and just I'm sitting there like, yo, damn, imagine if this was at Howard or Hampton. Like they could have taken that same talent and dominated wherever they went, and still went to the tourney. That's kind of what my mindset was then. I love it. I really hope it is a game changer. I think the people I've spoke to about it, their sentiment is ultimately it's going to be if the media follows them, if they are successful. But from my experience, media follows talent.
Right.
So wherever the talent is, the media will follow, and hopefully that exposure confirms to other recruits coming behind them, because it's going to be a transition. It's going to take time, and that people just don't give up and just say, you know what, let this be the breaking of the dam, and just more and more and more people go to the HBC route, because I think ultimately what it will do is the revenues that's generated from these sports would help some of the HBCUs financially. So I love it, and hopefully it continues.
All right, word. Pooh, what are your thoughts?
Doubt, man. I agree with everything Al said. I just want to pinpoint, like, I saw the most ridiculous, ignorant statement when the kid, what his name, Maker,
Maker.
Maker, when he decided to say he was going to HBCU route. I saw somebody comment in, well, that ain't really big because he ain't no U.S. kid. I was like, what?
Yeah, man.
It's not big because he's not a U.S. kid. I was
Really?
like, man, that was like, so 5-star, not 5-star.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's 5-star, 5-star. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, but I totally agree everything what Al said. But that I just wanted to pinpoint that, man. That was ridiculous.
yeah. Brad, what are your thoughts, man? You think this is the start of something bigger?
I believe that's the shift. That's the shift that's needed. Al hit it on the head, but I do think that a lot of 5-star, either 4-star and 5-star talent are going to start going to HBCUs. I think
Yeah.
this is just the shift that was needed in all sports. As far as for basketball as well as in football. I really think this is the time for it. I love it. I mean, I love the move because all it takes is just one 5-star to
That's
say,
it.
hey, I'm not going to Power Five. I'm not going to the traditional UNC, Kentucky, or whatever. I'm going here. I'm going to Howard. I'm going to South Carolina State. I'm going to North Carolina A&T. Just anywhere. There's plenty of HBCUs. So and I agree with Al too. Like the money, the exposure, everything. It follows the scholarships. It's gonna follow the talent wherever the talent goes. So I've seen a lot of comments, on social media. Oh man, he's with the payout with the scholarships. Oh, they might not be able to give him a full, that kind of stuff. But nah. I mean, I don't want nobody to get discouraged. I'm glad that those guys are making the decision to actually go, to the HBCU. Yeah.
And what people fail to realize is black schools got boosters just like white schools do.
Yes, they do, man.
And if they get the opportunity to make sure a kid gets a full ride, they will make sure that kid get a full ride.
right. Especially once some of them network contracts.
Right.
Like, ESPN or, they offer, look, we'll fund the CIAA network.
Yeah,
what I mean? Like some of that money that you see in these conferences are coming just because of what the talent is there. So if the talent was to move somewhere else, all of those resources would shift.
Yeah. Because I was looking at, I seen it a while ago about how much the NCAA tournament makes. Like it makes millions of dollars within just that month span. So just imagine of all of these, 5-star athletes. It don't even have to be a lot. Just they start going to individual HBCUs, not the same HBCU, and those teams make the tournament or whatever. However it goes.
Right.
Those HBCUs are going to get that money. They're going to get, percentages of that money along with what the alumni and the boosters actually give. So yeah, they'll be in good shape, man.
Right. And just the kind of exposure that leads to, because we're used to seeing, one MEAC school make it. So Coppin State will make it. They get knocked out in the first round. And then that's all the black schools that's there.
That's in there. Yeah.
You get 5, 6 of these 4 or 5-star recruits, and it's 3 or 4 black schools that are in the tournament. That increases exposure. And, and like you said, it takes, imagine if the Fab Five had gone to an HBCU.
The world would be different.
It would be a different place.
One more thing, they show like a graph, I guess, with a lot of the HBCU football players that are going in now. They'll say, well, if you go to HBCU, you won't make the league, but you got to think who from the Colts, Darius Leonard from South Carolina State. Yeah, he comes in, he leads the league in tackles.
All right, and and not just on the field, the opportunity to be a high draft pick. Yeah, like coming in, because we know, and I've been following the NFL draft heavily for over a decade. And so there's a stigma that sticks to you. You can be a 10-year veteran, but if you're a 7th-round pick, it's always going to stick with you. If you're an undrafted player, it's always going to stick with you. And vice versa. If you're a 1st or 2nd-round pick, you can be 10, 15 years in the league, and they still refer to you as former 1st-round pick so-and-so.
Yeah.
So it's that stigma that sticks to you. And so for guys like Darius Leonard and Javon Hargrave, guys like that to get the opportunity, Steve McNair, to get those opportunities to be 1st and 2nd-round picks without having that stigma of, oh, man, I was an undrafted player. Even though I'm a 10-time Pro Bowler, they still refer to me as an undrafted player. It's those opportunities, and for those schools that are producing those players, it's huge for them to get that kind of notoriety.
Yeah, and that goes back to even some of the greatest football players ever have came from HBCU. So that hopefully that's what it gets back to. So that's just my thought. I feel like that's a shift. Yeah.
I also think sports if this happens and this is the future, college athletics will never be the same in the sense of like, I mean, the band, the halftimes, the
Oh man.
homecomings, like everything, y'all. Like America is gonna be like, where? Like they're gonna be blown away. Like, hold on, wait, we could have been doing sports like this the whole.
Right.
Yeah.
You know they love our
Right.
culture. You know they love our
Right.
style.
That's what I was
You
about
know
to
they
say.
love
It's
everything about
only a
black
certain
folks. They
amount of
gonna
time
jump on
before
it.
they find a way to monetize it. They're gonna try to
Yeah.
find a way to steal it. I mean, it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be,
Oh, yeah,
Karen,
true that.
Karen and Jacob gonna find a way to get on the band.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you haven't gone to a HBCU homecoming and ever, you might want to start going in the next 5 years. Is this the trend? Because in 10, 15 years, like the price gonna go up, everything
It
gonna be
is.
different. Hotel
It
prices
is.
gonna CIAA is gonna be booked for 3 years. I'm just saying, jump on it
They
now.
go, hey, they'll be charging the HBCU games like it's an NFL game, like it's a
Exactly.
playoff game.
Exactly.
They gonna make sure that they get the money. They will get money for the halftime show, battle of the bands, everything. They want they gonna want it all.
Oh
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah. The halftime show will be sponsored by Kroger. Like all kind of man.
Wow.
But they'll find a way to try to bastardize it.
Yeah.
But we do what we do, and like you just said, Al, they love our culture. They love our rhythm, but they don't want our blues.
Yeah. Say that, man. That was deep.
So we keep on keeping on pushing out, whether it's content or whether it's entertainment or whatever it is, they love it, and though they try to fight it, their dollars speak when they believe in something that we do. So if enough of the and kudos to these kids that are making these decisions, because God knows, and the people that are in their camps. Because God knows at 17, 18, when I had the opportunity to, pick schools where I wanted to go and play ball, I wasn't like, me and the kids around me, we were thinking, man, the bigger the school, the better. Like nobody was in our ear. Like there were people telling us, check out this. But if I had an opportunity to go to USC, South Carolina State gonna have to wait. That those were the opportunities.
And it's probably so much pressure now, though, too, man. So much from everywhere. Like even with the social media, like everybody's waiting, like everybody's watching your every move. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So, kudos to these kids and their parents and their advisors because for even taking official visits to HBCUs, that's huge for these schools, man. To get that kind of notoriety from top-notch recruits. Well, Brad, it's up to you, man. We got some couple things. Won't be a long show. If you want to stick around, I'd love to get your insight. If you got to go, I understand as well.
Oh yeah. I gotta slide off for a second, man. But
all right.
I definitely appreciate y'all for having me like all the time. Appreciate that, man. Much love to you guys, man, for real.
Hey, same to you, man. You always bring it and always informative. So definitely appreciate your segment, sir.
Yes,
yeah, thank you, sir.
Absolutely, y'all. That's our brother Brad J. Brown from Brad J. Resumes. Again, Brad, tell them where they can find you, so they can get them folks a job.
Yeah, no doubt. So website is www.bradjresumes.com. On IG as well as Facebook at Brad J Resumes. So just look up, definitely reach out to me.
Likewise, absolutely. Everybody, again, that's Brad J. Brown from Brad J. Resumes. Brad, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, peace.
Take care.
Always a pleasure to have Brad on, man.
Yeah, true indeed. True indeed. Always learn something when he's on.
Right. And I'm so appreciative of people that are always prepared. And there's one thing I can say about Brad, man. Whenever I hit him up or whenever he hits me up, I'm like, hey, you want to join us? I always know, when I send the questions over, if I don't get him out quick enough, he's gonna ask me, hey, what's up with the questions? I need to prep. So he's gonna always be prepared, man. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. So we'll talk to Brad again soon. But yeah, man. So Al, you mentioned you were trying to get some Pat Mahomes money.
Hey.
Did you mean that you're gonna call Pat Mahomes and really like try to get some money, like ask for a loan? Because I think that's the only way.
I mean, I was hoping he got it.
Right,
that brother got it. He can spare break a brother off with 100. You know, don't be like that, but still, son.
Right, man.
Yo.
So yeah, Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl quarterback, Super Bowl MVP, just signed a 10-year, $503 million contract extension. Jeez. Okay. First of all, congrats to Pat Mahomes. We know, biggest contract in NFL history. There's nothing bad we can say about Pat Mahomes. And if somebody's going to pay you that, you're worth it. So congrats to him. What I want to know is, from both of you, same question. Whoever wants to jump in first. Will this contract prevent the Chiefs from officially running a dynasty?
Wow, like it has to. Like, I mean, as I think what it does do is it secures, what he'll be, if not the best, top 2, top 3 quarterback in the league in his time in the league. So that in terms of your franchise quarterback, you're gonna have greatness as your QB in his prime for another decade. So that, from a marketable staying in the running standpoint, is huge for any franchise. Right. But that being said, I still think anytime you're paying that much money, it has to limit your ability, even with the greatness, to, surround yourself with a lot of talent, because you think you're going to have other all-stars, other all-pros, like a Tyreek Hill that's going to get broke off. You know what I mean? So, like, while, Mahomes is eating up 12, 13% of your cap, well, then Hill's going to come behind you, and he might say get 8, 9% of the cap. But now you're looking at, 2 players eating up 20, 25% of your cap. And that's just 2 positions. If you have a shutdown cornerback, if you have that left tackle or that pass rusher, like each time you are developing that great guy who, in most cases, you need 2 or 3 of them to get that championship. It does hurt. So the good thing is he's got one already, early in his career, to where, honestly, if I'm the Chiefs, yeah, dynasty would be great. But bro, if you get me 1, 2 more in this contract, you will, pay for yourself. Right. In terms of what you earn. So, I think it's a great deal for both in the sense that I think he's getting top dollar. He's getting recognized as, if not one of the best, but definitely the up and coming. Like, if most people would say he's the best in the game now, but even if you're gonna, argue me whether he's the best in the game now, you can't argue me that out of all of the young quarterbacks, that's the guy right now that you're looking at to say, okay, he's going to be the dude for the next 5-7 years. So from the Chiefs' perspective, they lock that guy in. Mahomes' perspective, he gets the props that he deserves, top of the market money. So I think it's a win-win. It's one of them contracts, it's win-win. And, I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him. It wasn't a contract when I looked at it and was like, damn, they overpaid that cat. Nah, he earned it in terms of being, this is what top quarterbacks money, that's what he getting. So shout out to both sides, the organization and Team Mahomes, because I think this is definitely one of them cases where it's a win-win deal.
Yeah. Pooh, same question, man. You think this will prevent the Chiefs from establishing a dynasty?
No, I don't think so. Right now, I think they have all their big name guys locked up for at least another 5-6 years. Other than Chris, is it Chris Jones, the D lineman?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't signed, but Matthews is on the deal. Kelsey's on the deal. Tyreek Hill. They really got over on Tyreek Hill because he had gotten into that trouble and they was looking at him about saying that stuff to his son. So they sneaked the deal in on him. You know, hey, 5 years, $30 million. What you want to do? You know, something around. There might be 55 million, something. But it's definitely under market for the talent that Tyreek Hill, top 5 receiver in the league.
I see a holdout coming.
You still okay? But so what they were saying was how the contract is structured. That over the next 8 to 10 to 12 years, that they're paying Pat, half a billion, but there's also going to be an additional $500 million of cap space to pay people as well. So with them spending it like that, then okay, that they're gonna have a lot of cap space and they're able to pay him because they say his deals are large chunks that a lot of it not even gonna count really that much against the cap, of how it's structured. I don't know how, but I was just listening to it today. But the funniest thing I saw when that deal hit, because I was like, they was like, yeah, Pat Mahomes signed a 10-year deal, and I was like, whoa, what they got over on Pat? So I'm thinking, well, it's about $250 million, and I was reading the comments, and I saw this cat say, wow, now I'm just waiting on Deshaun Watson to sign a 20-year deal. With crying emojis laughing behind. Yeah. All jokes stopped when they saw the bread behind that 10 years. Right. All jokes stopped. Man, they put the deal up to Trout and everybody that's the highest paid salary in any major sports ever. That's the biggest deal. So yeah, but with like I said, with them saying that they have an additional $500 million in cap space during that time, that's love, man. I'm like, that's a win-win.
Right. So, Pooh, how long before Mitchell Trubisky comes and asks for more money than Mahomes?
Man, Mitch is not gonna last this year. Somebody pick him up because that's what they do. Everybody think they the quarterback whisperer. They think they can save the. They think they can really save the bombs, So somebody pick him up, man. He may be a good backup, but he's not it.
Yeah, I kid. But yeah, man. Needless to say, congrats to Patrick Mahomes. He definitely deserves it. And again, like you mentioned, we say Pat Mahomes, but we mentioned Deshaun Watson, and Lamar Jackson's coming up. So it's such a great thing to see these young black quarterbacks getting what they deserve in the NFL, and not just the opportunity to play, but the opportunity to excel and become marquee names. This is great.
Russell deal should be
and
up
Russell,
another way.
right?
And
so,
hey. Like you said, it's definitely a great thing to see. I'm glad the younger guys and the younger generations are able to visualize this, to give them something to look at and say, we can play the position.
Right.
Because when we were growing up, it was few and far in between. We're gonna switch him to wide receiver. He's gonna play DB. He's gonna play safety.
Right.
He's a running quarterback.
Right.
Not even give him a shot.
Right. Can you imagine what Warren Moon would be paid in today's game?
Yeah.
Man. Like, like first of all, the type numbers he put up to warrant this kind of contract. Like he'd be that guy.
Right. Indeed. I can really probably see Deshaun with. He's probably gonna get like two something. I don't know if he's gonna get the.
You think he'll sign for that long?
No, I don't think so because they hadn't showed the commitment to winning as in talent wise. They traded away Davion Clowney, get nothing. They traded away Nuke, get nothing. If they were really playing chess,
Dwayne Brown,
and bringing in, right. If they were really playing chess, bringing in pieces,
right,
he may. But you can't convince that guy that you have him in mind and winning in mind and a dynasty in mind, and you bring him back scratch like you don't do anything for him. So there's no way he'll sign a 10-year deal. There's no way.
I think yeah, I agree with you. I think in this case, this is a situation because I think, why would somebody even sign that long of a deal? But you don't see that these long deals, like they're not in the NFL. You don't see it like that. And I think part of it is he's already got his championship at such an early point. He's proven to the franchise that he's that guy. Like, it's just a match made in heaven in the sense of both sides have nothing but like positive vibes towards the other. Where I could definitely see in Deshaun's case, while they might see him that way, and maybe not, he definitely has little reason to see them that way. I agree with you. I would be definitely sitting back like, why would I commit to such a long contract?
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
Why would I? I mean, that on the other hand, because they have a lot of pieces to the puzzle, unless he just doesn't want to be a Cowboy any longer. But they have a slew of offensive talent.
Yeah. They
have a slew of defensive talent. They're bringing in Cole. Even though I don't like Mike McCarthy, I don't think he was the guy for that job. But anywho, he's drenched in talent. I know he wants that short deal. I don't know if he wants to play for somebody else or he wants another shot at the big money. But if they're throwing big money at him like that, I don't see why he wouldn't take the long-term deal.
I think he wants another shot. Where when you look at Mahomes' money, he's getting paid like a lot of money throughout all of the contracts. So while he might want to renegotiate 4 or 5 years from now, he don't necessarily have to because he's getting paid like
half a billion.
Right. So with the Dak, I think in theory, I think he could be convinced to avoid another payday if he was getting that type of money. But I think if I'm Dallas, I'm not giving you that type of money yet.
No.
Like to pay you top dollar 5-6 years from now, like chance the Kansas City Chiefs are doing with Mahomes would be foolish. Because
so 8 years, let's say 9 years, $300 million.
If I'm Dallas, I don't know if I would do that though. I don't know if I really want to commit to Dak. I mean, while you're like, I hope that this is the guy. I think that's where Dallas is at, right? Like, while they might publicly say Dak's our guy, I don't think they have the same confidence in Dak that the Chiefs have in Mahomes.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't have that type of franchise. I mean, that type of feeling about him. And I love Dak. But at the same time, you haven't proven that yet. So while I'm okay with a 4 or 5 year. I get that, but 8, like, because it's the risk of what if we're wrong.
Right.
Like, I don't think the Chiefs have any doubt in Mahomes. Like, if it is, it's like a 1%, 2%, right? The Cowboys have to have greater doubt in Dak, and so it's like, nah, we can't risk that. We can't risk that we are wrong, even if it's a 10% chance that we're wrong. 10%. And we're stuck with you 5 years from now or haven't paid that type of money and our cap is jacked up. Nah, we can't take that risk. So
that sets you back a decade.
So, and again, I think they believe in him, but again, I think both sides are kind of like, we'll do something that's fair to all, and if it's real, 4 or 5 years, pay him again.
Well,
but I hope it is. I hope he gets paid because that means he would have had a successful career.
That's true.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and I think both sides are being cautious. I think Dak's being cautious, as the organization is. So, he'll get his money at some point.
He's getting it now. He's getting $30 million
Yeah,
this year.
right, exactly.
Yeah. He's
Ooh.
getting it now. Like, it ain't the long-term deal.
Right.
But as you see in a Kirk Cousins situation, like between the 2 franchise years and then the 3-year, whatever the guaranteed deal that he made for Minnesota, he got over like a.
Yeah.
Right.
He did. Look at all the quarterbacks: Mahomes, Jackson, Deshaun, Allen. All those guys come out, and the Bears get the worst one, and we drafted.
I didn't know where you were going with this.
I should have known.
We had the 3rd selection overall. We had heads up on everyone.
Who came out that year?
We drafted the worst quarterback.
Trubisky.
Who came out that year?
Mahomes, Watson.
Wow.
Josh Allen and Jackson.
Yeah, and Lamar. Yeah.
Lamar.
Wow.
All of them came out the same year.
Yeah.
That's a solid quarterback class because Josh Allen is nothing to sneeze at. He's erratic sometimes, but he's a ball player.
I like him though. I like
He's
him.
He's a ball player. I take him any day of the week and twice on Sunday over Mitchell. But those guys came out, man, and we get the worst quarterback out of the group. And he had the least amount of tape. He didn't show up in any big games. He didn't have any tape where he stood out. So I just don't see what made us take him. Like, he had no resume. He only had 12 college games in his career. Like, he had no resume. I'm getting worked up.
Oh, well. Again, he's got one more year to prove it, maybe. So we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see if we have a season.
Yeah, the kid not playing. Kid.
Well, like we've done over the last couple of weeks in our NBA franchise GOAT series, we're going to move on to the Southeast Division. Last week we touched on the what division? Central Division last week, and it was pretty easy to get those franchise GOATs. I think this one will be a little more difficult. We're going to go to the Southeast Division, which contains the Atlanta Hawks, the Charlotte Hornets, the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, and the Washington Wizards / Washington Bullets. Starting with the Hawks, Al, who's the GOAT of the Hawks?
I'm going with Dominique,
Okay.
the human highlight film.
All right.
Yes, that's what I'm going with. And Dominique.
All right. Pooh, any going with Dominique or anybody different?
Nah, second Neek. I'm going to go with Neek.
Yeah, I'd go with Neek too. There's some names you could throw up. Joe Johnson. Maybe Kevin Willis. Names like that. They are beloved, but they ain't. They ain't Neek.
Nah.
Amazing.
Right. But in a decade, maybe Trey Young will be on that list.
Yeah, maybe Trey.
Yeah, hopefully. I like what I see in that young cat.
All right. So next up, Pooh, who's the GOAT of the Charlotte Hornets?
Charlotte Hornets. I was teetering between LJ and Zoe, but I'm gonna go with Zoe.
Okay. All right, Al, what say you? Who's the GOAT of the Hornets?
So I'm going with Kemba. My problem with Zoe is I don't remember him playing here that long.
And he left. He left like what? The second, like 5-6 years.
He played like 5-6 years there. Yeah.
Okay, I'd have to check the stats. I can't say I looked it up, so I don't know how long he played. But my memory of him was that it was kind of short. So my choice was between LJ and Kemba, and I figured you'd take LJ, so I'm going with Kemba.
Okay. Let me see how long Alonzo Mourning played with the Hornets.
Oh, he played there. I think he played. I think he played like half his career there because he played the second half in Miami, right? He was in his prime when he went to Miami.
No, he actually only played
3 seasons.
3 seasons in Charlotte.
3?
Yeah.
Wow. So he got out of there. Right
How
after
the
he-
hell? Why did they trade him?
They traded him, yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Money cycle for who? It doesn't say.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, but I think he wanted. I think he was like asking him to get out.
Okay.
Um,
Him and LJ was beefing.
Well, yeah, him and LJ never got along.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Take
then
my guy back then.
that kind of changes it up because I was going to say Zoe, just because they went to an Eastern Conference Finals with Zoe and LJ. And I was thinking Zoe was the one that was there longer.
Me too.
So that's why I was going to go Zoe. Jeez.
Yeah, I was too, Jay. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it didn't feel like he was there. I mean, while I remember him there, especially with LJ, it didn't seem like they were there a long time.
All right. Yeah, LJ was actually there longer. LJ was there for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he was with the Knicks for 5 years.
Okay, so this is according to Wikipedia, for whatever that's worth.
Right.
On November 3rd, 1995, after Mourning rejected Charlotte's contract extension worth an average of 11.2 for 7 years, and knowing that they would not be able to re-sign him, they traded him along with Pete Myers and LeBron Ellis in exchange for Glenn Rice, Matt Geiger, Khalid Reeves, and a first-round pick in the 96 NBA draft.
Wow.
They got a king's ransom
I
for
remember that.
first pick and Glenn Rice. So Glenn Rice was solid.
Yeah, Glenn Rice was nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, with that being said, I don't feel biased at all saying LJ is the GOAT.
We'll go Kemba,
Hold
man.
on.
Switch mine to Kemba, too.
And I will say Kemba, but Kemba ain't never led them nowhere. Kemba put up numbers, but empty to me, man. I don't know.
They never had anything around him, though.
Yeah, but
I mean, LJ, you had Zoe and Glenn Rice and all that with him.
hey, but that
True
ain't
that.
LJ fault.
I know what you're about to say.
Blame that.
Hey,
Right.
He can't hear what was on his plate. He
Right.
just, hey, I feel you. I feel you.
Kemba should have had a better relationship with management. I don't know.
True that.
But yeah, that's one of the tougher ones though that we've had.
No, it is.
Yeah.
On to the Heats. Who the Miami Heats. Who's the GOAT of the Heat?
Man, I got to go Wade County without hesitation.
Okay, Al.
So
Don't do it.
I'm going D Wade.
Don't.
Like it's LeBron wasn't there long enough. Could have been Zoe. This was maybe where Zoe might have. He would be my second. But yeah, I'm going with D Wade.
All right. I know we have this makeshift rule. It's got to be there 5 years.
Man, stop.
But however, LeBron was there for 4 years, and I'll say his impact overrides that 1 year. The man won 2 rings while he was there, and it was his team. Like, it ain't like he came in and had to blend in. It was undoubtedly his team while he was there. So,
Wade won the rings right there beside him and won one before he got there.
he did win one without LeBron.
That was with the Heat, though. We talking about the Heat.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He won one without LeBron, but I'm saying overall impact for a guy like LeBron, Dwayne Wade played, 13, 14 years there and won won without LeBron. LeBron came in 4 years and won 2.
I mean, Wade was there
But he
too.
was right there with him.
Right.
He was, but that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
I mean,
The impact.
he had passed the torch to him. So I'm not going to argue whose team it was because he had D Wade said, "Yo, here, take this, and we'll be a better team with you doing that." So I agree it was LeBron's squad, but I'm saying D Wade was right next to him getting that championship though. But yeah this is a good.
It is, and I'll concede this point. If we're just going greatest of all time, like the GOAT of his overall impact on that franchise, I will say D Wade.
That's what I'm saying.
But if we just saying the best player to ever play for the Heat, and I mean, whew,
Which we're not.
right.
We're not.
And if we're saying like impact in the short term, I would have to say LeBron. But if we're going greatest of all time, impact on the city, if we can go, but like Bron couldn't go back to Miami and like be as beloved as D Wade is. So, okay, I got you.
Right.
I still say Bron though. Moving on.
Do you think Miami puts a statue up first? D Wade or LeBron?
Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just because, like LeBron was so fleeting, and that time frame was just it was a quick 4 years. It's kind of like college, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they look back on those memories as fun as they are. I don't think they look back on them with the reverence that they do with Dwayne Wade's entire career. So,
and I bet you if you ask a Miami Heat fan, like they would, it'd probably be a lot of Heat fans who would look at that as D Wade's championships that LeBron came and helped him win. You know what I mean? Like they probably look at the continuity, the continuity of D Wade being there as a fan, and be like, "Oh yeah." Then we brought LeBron in for 4 years,
right.
and we went to the finals for 4 years, and then D Wade got 2 more championships. Right. That's probably how they tell that story.
Yeah, and they probably don't see like LeBron as a Miami Heat. They see him as a Cavalier. So I get it.
I like how you snuck LeBron in, though. I ain't mad at you.
Right.
Yeah. I'm still going Bron. Because if Bron didn't show up, Wade wouldn't have them 2 others. We know that. Man. Oh, man, this one's difficult.
I don't know.
You think if Bron didn't go to Miami, Wade would have had them rings?
I mean, because you had Bosh coming there and probably Melo.
Bosh wasn't coming without Bron.
How you mean? They wasn't even sure it was Bron signing. But Bosh said, I'm going. Bosh said, I'm going to play with Wade. Bosh signed first. They was unsure about Bron.
No. We were unsure about Bron. They knew Bron was coming.
I hear you. I can recall watching the show and Bosh was like, no matter what, whether Bron come or not, I'm going to Miami with Wade.
Even still.
I'm talking about that part. So he got Bosh with him. And I mean, and Melo, you had Melo. Melo was the out guy. He was the out guy.
Okay.
Bosh took Melo's spot.
So
Melo would have been there.
So Melo's addition by subtraction.
Agree.
First of all.
Melo was that guy then, though. Melo was that dude. They could have won with Melo.
Not a championship. They wasn't. First of all, that they wasn't gonna win no championship. Like that Mavericks team that beat them with LeBron, they wasn't gonna beat that Mavericks team.
Yep.
That team was a stack.
I don't think they would have beat that Spurs team either.
They wouldn't have beat that Spurs team.
That was a tough out. And that's all they played, the Spurs twice, right? And the Mavs won.
They beat
Who
OKC.
OKC.
Maybe.
Yeah, they would have. I think they would have beat the OKC team. It may have gone longer though.
And that second Spurs team that beat them when Dwayne Wade was washed, the last year Brown was there, when Wade was washed, they wasn't gonna beat that Spurs team. So
You said what happened now? What happened with the Spurs team?
the last year there when Brown was pretty much playing by himself, because Wade was done. Wade was done in that last year.
He was averaging like 22 points a game. How he was done? 19 points a game, something like that.
Pooh, you can ask anybody. He wasn't an elite player anymore.
No, he wasn't the Wade of old, but he wasn't a superstar. No, he was a star still.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
he was probably still like the third best shooting guard in the league.
I don't even know. What I'm saying is when I watched the finals, that dude wasn't good. He couldn't play D anymore. He lost his explosiveness. Like, he wasn't very good at all.
Which finals we talking about now?
The last when they played the Spurs.
When Ray Allen, when they were about to take him down through there, and Ray Allen, Bron missed the tray and got tipped out the Ray.
Not that one. The last year Brown was there when they lost.
Okay, yeah. All right, he was on the decline. All right, that last one.
Wade was done that last year. He was on a serious decline. Not the
wasn't
year
he hurt? Wasn't he injured too? Like he was.
But that's what that was part of his decline.
I got you.
But like he couldn't play. He was a horrible on-ball defender at that point.
But they beat. I thought they beat the Spurs.
They beat the Spurs.
I mean, the Spurs beat them first, and then they beat the Spurs second.
No, they lost to the Mavericks. Then they beat the Spurs. Then they beat the OKC, and then they lost to the Spurs.
Oh no, Jay.
Yeah,
they lost to them. They lost to the.
They lost to the Mavs. Then they won two. They beat the Spurs and the OKC, and then they lost to the Spurs. That's why LeBron left, because
that sounds right.
They was done. LeBron knew they was done. On the plane back, LeBron told Wade he was leaving. He didn't leave coming off a championship. He left after they lost that championship. Right. So, but that finals, it was like apparent. LeBron was out there playing by himself. Wade wasn't no help. But either way, even if chips would have fallen in that order, that it's Wade, Melo, and who you said, Bosh, they still may only have won one at the most. I just don't see them. I don't see that team becoming I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe one. I mean, I don't. I could see them getting one with Bosh and another third guy. I could see, especially that first year or two. Yeah, you're right. By the third year that LeBron is there, and definitely by the fourth year, the decline of D Wade is complete. But that I'm just saying he wasn't the same guy. He wasn't the same guy. I mean, I think you started seeing it the third year LeBron is there. But I agree with you. That fourth year, whether it's injuries, age, whatever it was, he wasn't the same guy that LeBron could depend on the first year, second year that he's in there. So I'm thinking though, maybe in that first year or two, depending on if it's Carmelo and they found somebody to pass the ball. Yeah, he might have got one.
Okay, so we got the Mavs lost to the Mavs, then they beat the Thunder.
Right.
Then they played the Spurs, and they beat the Spurs. So that's how they got back to back. They beat the Spurs, and then they came back there last year and lost to the Spurs.
Right. That was when Kawhi started showing up big for
right.
Mm-hmm.
Durant was the lead.
But yeah, I don't know, man. But I mean, I'll concede the point. I'm outvoted 2-1 with Wade. Let's see. So more. Oh, now this is a tough one. The Orlando Magic. Who's the GOAT of the Magic, Pooh?
Yeah, it was a tough one.
The GOAT for the Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Just for for the stamina, man. I'm gonna say Dwight Howard, but I mean sheer shock. As soon as I think about the Magic and I see this face, I see Shaq. But you know, I mean the years, the because he went to the finals as well,
Right.
and then they go to two conference finals, and so I'm gonna go him. I mean, I can't go Turkaloo, even though I like Turk, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Dwight Howard.
All right. Al, who's the GOAT of the Magic?
So, the to the point of what you said, like who's the greatest player to ever wear a Magic uniform? That's kind of where my mind first went, and I had a list of Shaq on it. But he was there for 4 years. Right. So, I really think when you think about Shaq, the jersey that I think of when I think of Shaq is a Laker jersey.
Right.
I think of him as a Laker. And then it was like, well, maybe Tracy McGrady. Mm-hmm. Like he was a beast while he was there, but he wasn't there for but 3 or 4 years. Right. So when you're talking about, to me, that the players who were there more than 5, 6 years, and you would actually think of them as Magic, you got Penny and Dwight Howard. And I think Pooh hit it, like in terms of longevity, in terms of what he did, took him to a finals. Though he, the Mamba clipped him. I go with Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I have to go Dwight. As much as I want to say Penny and try to find a way to be like just go against the grain. And it's tempting to say Penny just because, he stuck it through after Shaq left. But like you said, Dwight Howard, just like you said, the longevity, the accomplishments. And, I mean, Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely.
Penny could have got 3 more years. May have been Penny. But he got banged up like 2 years after that, right?
He got banged up the year Shaq left.
The year Shaq left. See,
wow.
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
He first started giving him problems.
He's been all NBA, and I mean, defensive player of the year like 3 times or two times. Yeah, you can't argue with that.
Right. So, I got to go Dwight. Oh man, the Washington Wizards / Bullets. Al, who's the GOAT?
Yeah, so I'm going with Wes Unseld. They've had surprisingly some really good players, considering they haven't had a lot of success in the last 40 some odd years. But with West, they did get there. So I go with Wes Unseld. Just a rebounding, 6'6", 6'7", Afro having, best outlet pass throwing, Hall of Famer, Wes Unseld.
Okay. Pooh, what say you?
Man, I didn't even look it up, but I just went off like memory and because I didn't want to look it up. I wanted to try to get it as in players that I've seen and whatnot. I'm gonna have to say Juwan Howard.
Wow, okay.
Say Juwan Howard.
All right. I'm gonna say this based off of high point moments, not longevity, but just what he did is, at his highest point. I'm gonna go Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, that was my second. He was my second guy.
Right.
And if you had said if we were going best wizard versus best bullet,
right? Yeah,
I would go Wes as a bullet and Gilbert as my wizard. But yeah, I love Gilbert Arenas. Love this game.
All right. And I'm probably, of course, I'm biased. I actually got to see him play. I didn't get to see Wes Unseld play, but he was, from all accounts, a steady, physically dominant guy who was undersized, like 6'7" center who he was a rebounding machine, like you said, an outlet. He was Kevin Love before Kevin Love lost the weight. That's what he was.
But without a vertical.
But without a vertical, right?
That's what was so amazing about this dude. He was 6'7" and really wasn't even that great of a leaper.
Right, it's crazy. So I mean, you look at Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes, Gus Johnson, those guys. But just from what I got to see and how he was a highlight machine, Gilbert Arenas, when that 4 or 5 year stretch when he was sane and focused. So I'm going Agent Zero.
Agent Zero.
All right.
I was trying to remember his nickname. That's who it was.
Yeah. To him and Javaris Crittenton want to start pulling out guns in the locker room.
Ooh.
So that happened. But yeah, so that's the Southeast Division. We'll continue this next week as the NBA makes their way back to the bubble to finish out the season. And good news for the Lakers. The previous mentioned Dwight Howard has advised the Lakers that he will be joining them. He was kind of on the fence, so the Lakers will have Dwight Howard for the bubble remainder of the season. So it's a good look for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Pooh, you ready for some trivia?
You already know it.
What we got?
All right,
do it.
So this is pretty simple, man. Got 2 categories. 11, I guess, points in each category. So that gives us 12. So that's 6 each. I mean, what did I say?
I don't know, but I think you meant to say you give us 22.
22.
Right. Yeah. I was like, what that mean? Kind of map you.
Right.
we got 11 questions, so that gives us 12.
Hey, so I was walking around in here and I totally forgot what I was talking about because I wasn't going to turn the light on. But so this is what we have. This is about twos, man. This is about the number twos, the forgotten number twos.
Okay.
Okay, we have the NBA draft and we had an NFL draft. They always busy. We always talk about who went first. We don't talk about the guys that went second. So I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you. Well, you can give me the year, and I'm just thinking, do I want to give you guys the college? Because if I give you the college, I think that's a dead giveaway.
You got to give me something.
I gotta give you something
To make this interesting.
I give you college.
I'm blanking.
I give you college. We'll go with the college. I give you the college. All right, you give me the year. I mean, you tell me what year, and you want to go. So I will let you guys select the year.
And these are the last 11 years, or
this is 2000. This is 1995 to 2005.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. I guess because I did it the year of, I can change it and we can just do 10, but it'll stop at 2004.
Yeah, 11.
And it'll just be 10. Oh, okay. It took me a long time to realize I was doing. I was like, yo, what am I doing wrong? I'm counting 11. But, I said, oh, I see what I did. Yeah, counted the year. Okay, so, all right. I lost last time to Jay. What did I lose to Jay? Because Al did trivia last time.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, true. So I lost to Jay. So we let go Al. Give me the year. Yeah, give me the year. And each question is 1 point.
Okay. So let's try 99 NFL.
99. Okay, let me go to my slot. 9. '99 NFL giveaway. NFL. Okay. 99 NFL Syracuse. 7,
Syracuse.
6, 5, 4, 3,
Wow.
2, 1.
Carmelo Anthony.
The NFL.
I know. I'm just playing, man. I can't think of
Oh,
nobody else in Syracuse.
oh, Jay, you know who that was?
Donovan McNabb.
Damn, it's been that long since McNabb's been in the league. 99.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull up now.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Gotta erase that. Erase that out. So, guys, hold on. It's tricky. I'll just delete the cash to the night.
You want to start over and ask me again?
Nah.
I was trying to help you out, my brother.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
NFL 2005.
NFL 2005 Auburn. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Cadillac Williams.
Cadillac Williams is incorrect.
Ronnie Brown. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I delete this. I don't know why. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can put the erase. Whack.
Yo, that should never happen again.
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead. Al.
An NFL draft with 2 running backs.
Oh,
First of all, 2
same-
running backs, but 2 running backs from the same school in the top 5. That'll never happen again.
No.
Oh, yeah. Where did he get drafted? Who drafted him?
Ronnie Brown, the Dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay, yes, he
Made the
I gotta
Wildcat
remember
famous.
these players. They not in the league no more, so that I gotta shift my thinking. So let's go with let me pick another. Let me go NBA 05.
Jay, you did 2005, right?
Right.
I gotta re-put the things. Not letting me. Al did 99. Both of y'all did in the NFL. Okay, what'd you just ask for? 2005 NBA?
NBA.
Okay, 2005 NBA. 2005 NBA draft. University of North Carolina. 6.
Wow.
3, 2, 1.
Rasheed Wallace.
Marvin Williams.
Marvin.
Oh, Marvin. He was a number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember that. It's the year I moved to Atlanta. And they passed on Deron Williams for that dude.
Yeah, they passed on Deron. Bro, they passed on Chris Paul.
On Chris Paul, too, yeah.
Wow.
Let me go NFL 2004.
NFL 2004. Kids school and shit. I think I know what it is. 1 second. Okay. 2005 NFL
2004.
draft.
2004.
I mean 2004.
Okay.
My bad. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Robert Gallery.
Gallery is.
I remember that tackle
Yeah.
by the Raiders.
And I was gonna say Robert Gallery, but I mean Iowa, but I wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, Al.
Let me try 03 NFL.
NFL, they're about to lean on the NFL. 03. Why are the kids? Okay. Michigan State Spartans. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give me something.
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
I know that one.
Right. What you got, Jay? Who is it?
Charlie Rogers.
Rogers.
Oh, the wide receiver.
The late Charlie Rogers. God
Yeah,
bless
the
him.
late. All right, Jay.
02 NFL.
2. This. 02 NFL. University of North Carolina. 6, 5, 4, 3,
Julius
2.
Peppers.
Julius Peppers is correct.
Mm.
What you got,
Where we at in the NBA? Like, let's go 2004. 2004.
Gotta go through to make sure. Yeah, we still got that. 2004 NBA draft. UConn. 6.
Gordon. Ben Gordon.
Ben Gordon is incorrect. Ben Gordon went to Chicago Bulls. Emeka Okafor went to the Charlotte Bobcats.
Oh, man. Okay. Forgot about him.
Let me get 01 NFL.
Why did I feel like he was a number 1 pick? Okay, go ahead.
It does seem like he was number 1, don't it?
I deleted. I showed deleted it though, so he wasn't number 1 though.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who's number 1.
Just about to tell y'all, but like I say, I deleted it. Let me make sure. Yeah, I deleted it. Who would you say? What'd you say, Jay?
01
NFL. 01 NFL.
Oh, Al, Dwight Howard was number 1 that year.
Wow, that was a decent draft.
Yeah.
One sec, Jay. Okay. University of Texas.
Roy Williams.
Oh yeah. After the
Williams?
Charlie Rogers pick.
That is incorrect.
Really?
Oh wow.
Leonard Davis, tackle.
Oh, Big Lynn. Damn, forgot about Big Leonard.
That's about Arizona Cardinals.
Didn't they draft the wide receivers back to back though? That wasn't.
Yeah, Roy
Fitz
went number
Dick.
3. Roy, it was like they had like Mike
Damn,
Williams,
Texas.
Charlie Rogers, and Roy Williams.
Okay, so
They went three back to back to back.
And then got fired.
Okay, Al.
Let me try 2000 NFL.
And away from that association. 2000 NFL draft. The Nittany Lions.
Penn State. LeVar Arrington.
Or Arrington, that is correct. And who went number 1? For shits and giggles.
Courtney Brown.
Wow. 1, 2.
His teammate. Chris Samuel went number 3.
Okay. Al off the snizzle. Jay.
We get NFL 98.
98. You skipping 99?
Al got 99. Donovan McNabb.
Al got
With McNabb.
Okay, let me see. Did I delete it? Yep, you're right. Oh, cool. Okay.
I already know it.
1998 NFL draft. Okay, you already know.
Just give me the score.
Washington.
Yeah. Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf, that is correct. Washington State, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a point for that.
Who was that? Was the Leaf Manning?
Manning.
Who was in that? Peyton
Peyton
Manning.
Manning,
Yeah.
Al, on you.
Let me try NBA. Let's try 03 this time.
3, the association. Okay. 1 second.
What the hell is this motherfucker's name?
I don't even know how I'm gonna say this.
Oh man.
Oh, you know who it is,
Yeah, this is LeBron's draft.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um.
Trying to see. Okay. Well, he didn't play. I can't give you a college team, no college ball, but he was a serving professional before he was drafted to the NBA. 6.
Darko Milicic.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Good one.
I was gonna take Darko.
Mm-hmm.
Darko Milicic. Played for the Knicks for a little second.
Damn, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. He was serviceable for y'all though, wasn't he?
I mean,
Average 7, 8 points.
He's hurt a lot.
Oh, okay.
all right.
What you got, Jay?
I'm getting 97 NFL.
97 NFL. I think I know where this kid went to school, but I'm not sure. Because it's not, I don't know why. Not showing. Which sucks. 1 second, gentlemen. Uh, we're on. Hold on, gentlemen. Bear with me. I think I know where he went. Give me another second or two, guys. I'm just making sure it's the right guy. It's not giving me. Yeah, that's the guy. Oh. I would have screwed you all the way up, Jay. Okay. University of Southern Cal. 6, 5, 4, 3.
I think I know this dude. Oh, what's his name?
Tony Baselli?
Tony Baselli. Darrell Russell, D tackle.
Oh, Darrell Russell. Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the wide receiver. What was the wide receiver's name that played for the Bears? Came out of USC.
Oh, David.
Or maybe he didn't play for the Bears. That's not who I'm thinking of.
Play for the Bears.
Didn't y'all have a wide receiver out of USC?
The only guy I remember us drafting was like Curtis Conway.
That's who I was thinking of. Where'd he go to school?
He went to USC.
Oh, okay. USC? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was thinking.
Man, Darrell Russell. I forgot about that.
What you got?
Raiders?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah.
Let me try NBA. What we up to? 02?
I'll tell you 1 second, brother. Okay, you just did dark gold bronze draft. You are. Yep, 02.
Okay, yeah, let's do NBA 02.
02 NBA draft. Duke. 6.
Shane Battier.
Shane Battier, number 2 overall. Whoa.
Nope.
Jason Williams, drafted by the Chicago Bulls.
I forget he even played in the NBA.
And also Mike Dunleavy from Duke went 3 to Golden State.
Huh. Damn, Dunleavy went 3.
3. Just to give you guys an update, we have. Thought you had more points than that, Jay. J2, L2. Something seems to be off with it, huh?
Yeah, something got to be off with that.
I'll take it.
I don't know. Shit, I wasn't keeping score. I was depending on you to keep it score. I
was. But that's what I got. Yeah,
that might be right.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be right.
I can't disprove it. Yeah.
Right. I guess listening back to the show. Okay.
Let me go 96 in NFL.
96 NFL draft. I know it, but I want to make sure. Okay. 96 NFL draft. The Fighting Annihilation. Illinois. 6, 5.
Kevin Hardy.
Kevin Hardy is correct. All right. Al, on you.
Let me try the 2001 NBA draft.
2001 NBA draft. Player did not go to college. He came straight out of high school.
Who drafted him? I'm just trying to sneak that one
What
in.
high school he went to?
Something.
What high school did he?
What position did he play? Can I get anything?
Oh, I'm about to give you the high school.
Oh, it ain't gonna make a difference. Who could I guess? Who came out of college those years? That I know Kwame was number one. Darius Miles. I don't know where he was drafted or what he was drafted.
Most of them.
It's a good pick.
The gentleman is Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler.
Who went number one that year?
Eddie Curry.
No, Kwame Brown went number one.
Kwame went number. Oh, Curry went third. They both went to the Bulls, right?
Oh, Curry went fourth to the Bulls. Powell went third to the Hawks.
Wow, Paul Gasol.
Oh wow. Damn, I forgot.
And we ended up doing a trade
Yeah.
in Tyson and Curry.
Yeah.
Okay. I said Kwame Brown name.
The top four players were, they didn't go to college.
All right.
Kwame, Tyson, Powell.
Man. All right.
That's the draft Shane came in. Shane went six. Shane Battier.
Okay.
Eddie Griffin from Seton Hall went 7.
Man, Eddie Griffin.
Who drafted Paul? Where did he start his career? Was that Memphis? Where did he start his career?
Hawks. The Hawks drafted him.
He didn't play here though, did he?
Nah.
They might have ended up doing a deal with.
Yeah, okay. That was dumb. Damn, he traded Paul Gasol.
Just got over on him.
Man.
Got over. So who was that? That was Al?
Yeah, let me go
Yeah,
NFL 95. It's the last one, right?
Yeah. NFL 91, University of Southern Cal.
90 what? 91?
I'm sorry, 95.
Oh.
I was looking at, my bad. 1995 NFL draft, University of Southern Cal.
Shit. Keyshawn Johnson?
I thought you was going to kick this one. Only Vaselli.
Oh.
You want to say this name?
Wow.
Man.
Y'all better do something, man, because I don't have a tiebreaker.
I'm up.
Yeah, you up. Just saying.
Well, you only get half a point for your correct ones, Jay.
You up. But
Go ahead.
Hey, you up, but you only up one.
Al don't get no more, though. That's what I'm banking on.
Hold on, we got
Al look like the 79 NBA draft.
Okay.
NBA 2000, 99, 98, 97, 96, and 95.
All right.
Okay. Let me do 2000.
2000. 2000 NBA draft, LSU. 6,
LSU.
4, 3, 2, 1. Give me something.
Yeah, I don't know anybody came out of LSU.
Stromile Swift.
Stromile.
And Darius Miles went number 3.
Okay, this is Darius Miles. Yeah, I couldn't tell you where he played. Swift. Huh. Okay. Went to the.
Stromile?
Yeah.
I think the Grizz drafted Stromile.
Yeah.
Okay.
What year was that?
That was 2000.
Okay.
Oh, let me go 96.
96 UMass.
Marcus Camby.
I got it. I think you may have known that one.
I
With
did.
that
Oh yeah,
That's Iverson's draft, wasn't it?
right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew
It's
you
the
knew
greatest
one.
draft,
Especially when I
class
said
in
you,
history.
man. All right, Al. Go
Hmm.
back, Al.
Let's go 98 draft then.
98. Arizona. 6.
Sean Elliott?
Sean Elliott. Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby. Followed by
Oh, Bibby.
Bibby, the Vancouver
then
Grids.
Antoine. Yeah, then Antoine. And then Half Man, Half Amazing. Draft. Oh, wow. By Golden State. Yeah.
Got traded in draft night.
Yeah. Robert Tractor Trailer followed that up.
He got traded on draft night too. Him and Dirk got traded for each other.
Okay. Wow.
Dirk got drafted by the Bucks. Tractor Trailer got drafted by the Mavs.
Tractor Trailer. Let me put your.
The late Robert Tractor Trailer.
The late.
Jay, what you got?
Let me go NBA 95.
NBA 90 fizzle for shizzle. Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh wow. I can see his face.
4.
Antonio McDyess.
Dice. Let me give y'all these 5, yo. Joe Smith, Animal in College. Antonio McDyess, Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett. Oh, solid. That's
Wow. Very solid. But for the record, Knicks fans refer to Antonio McDyess as Antonio Bad Knees McDyess.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, but
Because
he
was
6
a
years.
beast. He was a beast with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
We get him. He might play a game.
Right.
Yeah, he was done. He already told they sell, didn't he? We didn't remember. Right?
Yeah. He was right at the beginning of that microfracture surgery shit where they didn't know what to do with that shit.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Oh, that hurt.
Right.
All right. What's left? What we got? NBA.
We only got one left. Hold on. Who started? You started? This can't be.
I started.
Al started.
Yeah.
Y'all don't never let me go first. You know that.
97, 99 is left. 97 and 99.
I'll do 97.
97, Utah.
Oh.
That's Keith Van Horn.
Keith Van Hizzy.
Yeah.
Shizzy.
My nigga.
My busy.
Point because I don't want to short you. All right, Jay.
I left 99.
99, Maryland. Wow.
Stevie Francis.
Yeah. Franchise.
Elton Brand at 1, Franchise at 2, Baron Davis at 3, Lamar Odom at 4.
Wow.
Jonathan Bender at 5. Yeah.
Wow.
Solid.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I know we didn't name his name on this, but y'all check out. There's a documentary on Stephon Marbury on Netflix. Check it out. It's
Okay.
called, I think it just came out Friday, so it's pretty dope.
All right, we'll check it out. So the score is J 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Al 1, 2, 3. So to the victor goes the spoils. J with 6, Al with 3.
All right.
Hip,
Good
hip.
trivia, Pooh.
All right, that's a good one, Pooh. That was fun. Wow. All right, well, Pooh, you hosted, man. What's your parting shot?
Man, spectacular. If you got that job hunting, go get it done. Holler at our boy. If you don't holler at our boy, holler at someone. Definitely
if you want to definitely never be content with what you have. Always strive for more. Go get it. Stay out of that COVID. If you're out there, make sure you wrap it up, strap it up, cover it up. Peace.
Damn right. All right, Al, what you got for me? What's your parting shot?
Man, I like that. Just have a good week. Be safe. We are in a stage now where numbers are going up in terms of COVID. We're in a place now where people are getting attacked due to voicing their opinions about Black Lives Matter. We're seeing a rise in some, targeted hate crimes. We see violence increasing in certain communities. So just be safe out there, man. Just be careful and just try to make it home. That's really what it's all about. And that's all I got. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
No doubt. I just want to give a shout out for a few milestones here on the Defy Life Podcast Network. Shout out to us for hitting 30,000 downloads.
Yeah.
So the Defy Life Podcast, we basically hit 30,000 combined from our days before. We were on Spreaker. We were what were we on? I forgot which platform we were on at that point. But
at our Trump.
Right. Yeah. At some point.
Zencaster
right.
or something.
Zencaster and conference calls, all kind of crazy shit. We was on the first 6 episodes. But shout out to y'all, man. To you, Al, you, Pooh. First of all, thank you guys for your commitment. And we talked about longevity earlier. Shit, we 160 episodes in, man. So it speaks to our dedication. But everybody who's had a part in this, Keon, Rodney, Yosh, Money, West Coast, all y'all. There's been a host at some point, and even all our guests. We talked to Brad earlier. So shout out to y'all for 30,000. Also, the One Eye Shut podcast. So shout out to you guys again and our wives for hitting 10,000 downloads in just 8 episodes. Wow. 7 episodes. Yeah. So shout out to y'all. Let's keep this train moving. Shout out to Regular Scott and Uncle Oz for hitting 10,000 downloads over at Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC.
So nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Lynn and Kim. I'm going to go ahead and give this to them because they are about 1,000 away from 10,000. So shout out to Lynn and Kim. They're not going to have a show this week because Kim is actually on quarantine. She was around someone who tested positive, so she's been quarantined, so they're not putting out a show this week. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them their 10,000 shout out, and shout out for the entire network for reaching 100,000 downloads.
That's what's up.
So, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, so we always say we're doing. Oh, and shout out to Unsupervised for hitting 5,000. So y'all, they on track too. So a lot of big things going on across the network, man. I was perusing the numbers this week, and I was like, man, everybody hitting milestones. So So really, proud of everything that we do here, and like we said, man, if we whatever we get from this, screw it. We get like so much out of this. We do this. So, we just love it. So thanks everybody that's a part of the network and everybody that supports the network. And again, congrats to everybody that we shouted out for their milestone. So
that's awesome.
Right. But yeah, man, that's all I got. We, again, this has been episode 164 of the Defy Life podcast. We'll talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.